There's this quote from the Fight Club that goes something like, "The things you own end up owning you." And I realized that before I discovered minimalism, that was basically the theme of my life. I just constantly felt overwhelmed by all of the stuff that I had. I didn't even realize it was the stuff though. I just felt like I was overwhelmed by life in general, not being able to keep up with the kids, with the chores, with the laundry, everything that I needed to do. I just felt like I was constantly behind or trying to catch up. So I didn't realize that it was all the result of just having too much stuff and also just too much stuff to do in general. So when I was able to implement these 7 rules I'm going to talk about in this video, I felt my life transform. And it's not just like, oh, fold your shirts this way. No, these are actually game changers. At least for me, they were. Like, once you start implementing them, they like compound. And then it can just revolutionize how you live your life. Like, you will have time and space to actually figure out more of what matters to you, and you will just be happier. At least that's how I felt. These work even if you're not a proclaimed minimalist. Like, they're just good for life in general, for anybody. And you will notice over time, your wallet's gonna be fatter. You're just gonna feel better when you go home. You're just gonna have clear mind and clear heart. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, guys. Let me know what you think about Rule 7, because Rule 7, you can't implement Rule 7 until you go through 1 through 6. So yeah, stay tuned and let me know. All right, let's get into it. So this first rule really changed my relationship with stuff in general. And it's wait 30 days before you buy non-essential things. Like, no more impulse buying, guys. If there's something that you want, put it on your wish list in your Amazon, okay? And just wait. Just wait. Don't buy it right away. Even if you wait 24 hours, that's still better than buying it on the spot. And before, I used to just buy on spot because it was like, oh, I have money to buy it. I really didn't have money, but I bought it anyway. You know? And like, then you're like, where did all my money go? But this eliminates those impulse buys, and usually like 80% of the stuff that you want, you're not even going to care about it in like a week or two. Really, come on, guys. Or you buy it and then you use it like 2 times. Maybe get your little dopamine by putting it in your Amazon cart, but then just put it to the saved, okay? Put it to the saved items and then just go about your life, okay? You can even already just think ahead, like play out the scenario, like when I buy this, I'll get it, I will wear it, it'll be nice. Okay, and then what? Just think about it like, you know, your use cases. Like, are you really going to use this a lot? Like, do you just want it to show off to other people that you have it? Because come on, guys. Sometimes I am included in this. Sometimes we just buy things because we're like, oh, this would be so cool. If I have this, then people will notice that I have it. And then they'll be like, wow, you have it. And I'll be like, yeah, I do. And then like after you initially have it, then you have it later, nobody cares anymore. And then you're like, right? Like what? I low-key want attention, right? But anyway, I will just say this has saved me thousands of dollars over the years. I feel like true needs, like things you actually really need or will actually benefit you in the long run, then you can go buy them after that 30 days. Decide on a time that is good for you. It doesn't have to be 30 days, but decide on a time to just chill. A lot of things in life you should just pause on. Like, don't be so rash, you know? When something happens, don't be so reactive. It's just, don't be so impulsive. Don't be so reactive. It's like a good life lesson. All right, moving on. So rule number 2 is don't buy a problem. So often we buy things thinking they'll solve an issue, but then they actually end up creating another issue. So for instance, maybe you buy a cute shirt, but then you realize that you got no shoes to go with it. So then you gotta buy some shoes. And the shoes that you like for them are cute, but they're a little uncomfortable. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna break them in, but then you can't, they're just gonna keep pinching your feet. So that's actually why I switched to barefoot shoes. But it's just like this endless cycle though. Maybe you gotta complete the outfit with some jeans. So then you just spent all this money that you didn't need to spend. Or maybe you bought something that was on sale. You didn't really need it, but you bought it anyway, and then you don't even use it later. You might be like, oh yeah, it was on sale. It was a really good deal. I saved like 50%, but you would have saved 100% if you hadn't bought it in the first place, guys. Or maybe you're trying to start a new hobby and there's like so many things that you have to buy and you're not even all in it, but you're like, oh, I need to get the good stuff. So for instance, when I started pickleball, I had to get a decent paddle. So I was on Amazon researching, looking through all of the reviews. and I bought a paddle, and then it wasn't until after I started using it for a bit that I realized it really wasn't great or not what I needed. So then I bought another paddle and it cost more money, but it still wasn't really the kind of paddles I should have been buying. If I had just waited, if I had just bought like a regular budget paddle and then I just waited until I knew more about pickleball and learned more from people who were like good at it, then I could have had all this money to buy a nice paddle, like instead of buying like 4 cheap paddles along the way thinking that they were good. So I'm just saying, you can go down a rabbit hole with anything. I have personally found that if I need to rationalize or I need to convince myself that buying it is an investment or a good idea or create some elaborate excuse, then I really don't need to buy it in the first place. So what I realized I need to do is ask myself, is this really solving a problem or is it just creating more problems for me? And then that has just helped me to chill and not buy all the problems. Okay. Another great rule is just the 1 in, 1 out rule. Like if I'm gonna buy a new shirt, I really need to just get rid of a shirt that I'm not using. If I'm gonna buy new shoes, I really gotta assess the shoes that I have. And it's just helped me to keep things under control. When I need to, I make trips to the donation and that's all good. Even with the kids, when I need to buy clothes because they're aging up or whatever, they're getting bigger, I'm making sure that I'm decluttering their old stuff and donating it and getting it out of the house so there's enough room for everything. It's just a lot more manageable for me than having to do these big decluttering sessions every few months. Instead, I'm able just to do a little bit every week or two because I'm able to just stay on top of this and it doesn't build up like it did in the past. So for me, rule number 4 is valuing function over form. And this really came into play for me with barefoot shoes. Because I remember before I would just buy shoes that look cute or, you know, they went so well with my outfit, everything. But after like using them for an hour, my feet are dying. And then like, you know, doing this for like 40 years, my feet were like in really bad shape until I decided instead to buy for function and to buy for comfort. So that's why I did switch to barefoot shoes. Maybe it costs more money and maybe people would consider them like ugly or like plain, but I can stand in them all day long. My feet are so much stronger and it just makes sense to me now. Yeah, ever since I switched my paradigm from just buying what looks good to what actually feels good, oh my goodness, like it's just so much better for my life and even for my finances. But you get bonus points if you're able to find something that not only functions amazing, it also looks amazing. You know, it's hard to find that combo, but when you find it, you've hit the jackpot. And that's actually how I feel about MagBack, which is the sponsor of today's video. Like their phone cases have been just that for me. Not only are they so functional, they have so many features. For instance, they have this built-in kickstand and you can easily prop it on a table, watch your favorite YouTube videos, do your video calls with your family, all of that good stuff. It's so sleek. Like you don't even see it's there when it's put away. Another awesome thing about their cases is the 3 telescopic magnets that can stick to anything that's metal. You can stick it to your refrigerator if you're watching a video about a recipe or like your range hood. You can stick it to the side of your car if it's got metal in it. It's just so useful. I love it for taking selfies when I'm out and about. You could stick it to a metal door. Like there's just so many applications for it. And it's like you don't need another tripod, right? There's not any other cases that can do all of that in one package. And then it even has like a cute look, it even has a cute finger loop. And then you got the pinky pillow and it also covers the USB port, all right? So that's extra protection there. You can even get a cute accent color. That's why I have like these yellow outlines here and stuff, because you can like change out the buttons if you want and just like make your case unique to you and your personality. And yellow, I love yellow. Yellow is the color of my wedding. You probably guessed I love bright colors by my wardrobe. But yeah, this case really is like a prime example of rule 4 in action, because it's both function and form all together, and it just makes sense. With this case, you basically eliminate like all these other items that you would normally have to buy, like which are a problem, right? From my other rule, like you don't have to buy a separate desktop stand, right? You don't have to have a whole big car mount. Like you can just put a little mag stick in your car and then stick this on there, and it's like such a slick slick profile. You don't have to have these clunky accessories because your case does everything. For me, ever since I started using MagBack, I cannot even imagine another phone case. Like, look at how like slick this is and just how beautiful it is. Like, what are we even doing? Like, why are there even other phone cases? But honestly, with like Father's Day coming up, or if you got somebody's birthday coming up, like if you want to give a good gift, like this is it. This is one of those things that's definitely worth the investment. And so if you want a phone case that has superpowers, you need to check it out. I got a link below. Thank you, MagBack, for sponsoring this video. Let's go on to the next rule now. This next rule really helped me to clear up so many parts of my house because it's basically everything needs to earn its space. I constantly have to do audits and ask myself, like, does this item deserve the space that it takes up? And so many times the answer was no. And that's why a lot, like in my bedroom, like the main part of my bedroom, it's very spacious now. Because before I had this big bed that wasn't doing me any good. Like it was giving me back pain, and that's how I ended up on this floor sleeping journey, right? Like that's my bed. This is my bed back here, guys. Link in descriptions only. But I really had to think about it. Like, does this actually deserve the space that I am giving it? And once I did that audit, I was able to just get rid of a lot of stuff. And I used to just think that in a bedroom, you need to have the following things. You need to have your own nightstand, you need to have your bed frame, you need to have a box spring, you need to have like all of these ingredients, you need to have a comforter set. It's like so much. It's like so much money. Like all of that. But now it's like, oh, I don't need all of that. I can have a bed that actually turns into a couch during the day. Look at that. That's also what? Function over form. I'm cool with it. It does look cute. It does look cute, don't it? But I'm just saying, like, when I just started thinking about it differently, like the amount of space that I now have in this room to do whatever, it's just been amazing for me. And it just makes me feel so much more creative. It just gives me mental clarity, and I don't need stuff. I don't need the stuff, you know? It's empowering to have more control of my space and just to be more intentional and to be able to open up the space for possibility. Like that's what I feel this is. It's just like opening up space to do really whatever I want in it and to make it into anything I need at any given moment. Because really at the end of the day, your space is precious. And it's limited, right? It's limited. You have a limited amount of space. So only the things that deserve to be there should stay there. And when you get home from work or get home from being outside, this should be like a haven, a safe haven for you, like a place you go home and you don't feel more overwhelmed. And I was getting it all wrong before. And that's why I wouldn't like to be home before. Before I wouldn't like to go home because it was just mess, right? And just like overwhelm, and it just made me just really anxious. And now I don't have to deal with that. When I come home, like, oh, this is just where I can actually unwind. I can actually relax. Yeah. And that to me has improved my quality of life so much. So the next rule was probably the most liberating for me. And it was just about determining your enough. Like define your enough. What is enough for you? For me, for clothes, enough was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 shirts that are all black or gray, and like some tights, maybe 3 or 4 pairs of tights, like 1 pair of jeans, maybe 4 pairs of shoes. Like those are my basics for everyday living. And that was enough for me. I didn't need to have all these colorful outfits. I used to spend so much time getting ready every morning, but now I just grab and go. And I'm cool with it. Like it's one less thing that I need to use my brain to make a decision on. I don't have decision fatigue from that. And I can use my brain to make other more important decisions throughout the day. Like you only have a certain amount of like processing power each day. And I just realized that I didn't want to use all my mental capacities on coming up with a cute outfit. Who is the cute outfit for anyway, guys? Is it for yourself or is it for others? To me, I still look cute in all black. I will just make up for it with my beautiful, colorful personality. That's one of the things I love about YouTube, because I can just say whatever. And, you know, there's a group of you out there that don't mind. But honestly, once you figure out what's enough for you, then you have set boundaries, and then you have like a guide, you have a guideline for your life, and anything that doesn't fit in that like boundary or inside that space, then you don't need it. You automatically know that it's a no. I feel like we know deep down that life is more than stuff, but still, it's just societal pressures just make us always feel like we're behind or like we don't have enough or like we need to show to other people that we have something. And once I got out of that cycle, I realized that I just had honestly, I had a deeper problem. And for me, it was that I wasn't creating enough. Like I wasn't doing enough things for myself. Like I wasn't expressing myself in the ways that I really wanted to or showing up in the ways that I wanted to. Like I've always just wanted to find ways to help other people, especially like in larger numbers. I've just wanted to share what has worked for me with other people like you guys out there. And that is what gives me honestly more purpose in my life. It gives me more of a reason. Yes, I have family, I have church. Those are all great, but there's still like this other creative side of me that I wanted to just kind of put out there. And I'm so glad that I have, but I never would have found it. I never would have found space for it if I didn't get into minimalism, if I didn't strip everything back and really look inside and be like, why do I feel empty? Why do I feel like I have to buy all this stuff? Like, why do I feel behind? Like, once I was able to get past that and like realize I don't need to impress nobody, I could just do whatever I want, like then get my butt on here on YouTube. Like, once I did that, I just felt like more of myself and like I felt like I was doing more of what I wanted to do. So I thank you guys because you keep watching. I don't know why you keep watching, but I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Like it's okay. I'm not trying to be mushy, but for real. By the way, if you're enjoying these rules, these habits, you might like my simple habit guide that I have linked down below in the description. Check it out. Check it out. It's free. Everything's free. All right, let's continue on. The last rule that I wanted to talk about is choosing experiences over possessions. By doing all of the things I talked about previously, I was able to actually start saving money. The money that I have saved through minimalism has now allowed me to have experiences that I used to only dream about or just always feel like we never had enough money to do. So really, like, instead of buying all this extra stuff that requires all this extra maintenance and me to worry about it, being able to just instead invest in travel, like different classes, like learning new skills and creating memories with the people I love, like that's just been amazing. And that's what I really wanted for my kids. I want them to be well traveled. I want them to see what life is like in different places, to get different perspectives. It just makes you like a more well-rounded person. But before, I was just so worried about my image and what I look like to other people that I was just always broke. I was just always broke. But now with being able to purchase assets that make money with being able to create videos on YouTube and share things that have worked for me with other people, like being able to earn money that way, it's been game changing. And I feel like everyone has something that they could teach somebody else. And that's what I am realizing. Like everyone has something, but you just have to figure out what your interests are. And then you can figure out how to share it with other people. And chances are there's other people that care about that stuff. Like that's literally what this channel is about. You know, just me sharing what has worked for me with you guys. For me, this is just all one big experience. And I'm so glad that I started with minimalism and went down that rabbit hole and that it's led to all these other opportunities and experiences that I just never thought I would have before. Honestly, I'm on a path to figure out my own life's work, but whatever it is, it involves YouTube. It involves YouTube because I really enjoy being here and I really enjoy spending this time with you guys. So much. I just feel like all these rules work together as a system, right? All of these things will come together to ultimately give you more space and help you save money and just be more of what you really want to be in this life. That's how I feel. It starts with physical, but it goes to mental, spiritual, everything. That's how I feel about it. I just know that I have stopped feeling like I need more stuff. And the stuff that I actually want to get is really things that would actually better my life. A lot of it just has to do with health or whatever, health and wellness and creativity. Those are the things that I will spend money on because it has a purpose. And before I would just spend money willy-nilly, but now I'm like, no, we can't. Everything's got to have a reason. And that's what I've really gotten out of this whole minimalist journey. Let me know down below if you already follow any of these rules or if you have other rules that you want to share. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe and like if you haven't already. And you can definitely check out the videos over here too, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Bye.